Yo, Willie Dog in Lake City, Georgia. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, but call me Mo. Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better here in a moment. I'm going to show you how I make premium the new standard and bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the Essilor Ideal Advanced Transitions XTRAactive Gray lenses with Crizal Sapphire for the Oakley 5100 wing fold. Let me take it out. Now this doubles as the carrying bag and Oakley cleaning cloth for your lenses. Of course, I'm going to give you one. Crizal is going to give you one. And this is it. This is the Oakley wing fold, color 03, which is the satin brushed chrome. Of course, this is model number 5100, color 03 in the 52 eye size. On this size, it says the wing fold. Hopefully the camera will pick that up. But let me pop out the original demo lenses. Put the frame into the tracing element of my blocker, but first I got to program the shape in here. You are Secret Agent 1400. You heard about 007? You're twice as good as 007. So let me bring that in there. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I just pull up this out of my database and I can ship them right to your home. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I'm going to hit the start button. A little stylus is going to pop up. It's going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Oakley frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. I should also back up and say, yes, I am an authorized Oakley dealer. Being a small independent optician, I am not allowed. I've been told that only 10 companies are allowed to sell Oakleys online. So I've been told I cannot list the individual frames with prices on my website. So if there's a frame you want, just get me the model number, the size, the color. I'll tell you the availability. Of course, the price will be the same as it is on Oakley.com, but you will get what? A free pair of single vision prescription lenses. So that's done. I've already prepped your lenses. All progressive lenses come with little laser engravings in there. I've dotted them up. Use the layout chart to tell me where everything goes. I'm going to place that onto the flat platform. We're going to move that onto the next screen. Your pupillary distance is 66, which is 33 in each eye. The computer starts at 32.5. I only need to hit the plus button one time. It goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. I want to raise the vertical decentration, the height where the invisible bifocal will be, at 19. So this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. It already has the 2 stickers on there. I'm going to grab this one. I need to put 2 double-sided adhesive stickers. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to line this up onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. We'll place that on there. Change the layout screen to a progressive, from single vision to progressive. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset to get everything laid out just right. Make sure the lens is large enough to fit. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. By the way, with your prescription, which are magnifying lenses, look how thin I got these. That's what happens when you get a licensed optician to custom make lenses for your frame. I had them make these as thin as possible with a knife edge grind, still matching the curvature of your frame, which is critical. But that's what you get when you get custom made. When you went to school, you know what you're doing. That's why people come to me. So, same pupillary distance, same vertical height decentration. Get everything laid out just perfectly. I just had to say something about how thin your lenses are, because I was actually impressed when they came in. Even though I ordered them, I knew what I was doing. It's still nice to know that everyone down the chain of command knows what they're doing too. So this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your own kitchen counter. Then you can cut lenses at home. You won't need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the ugly picture of Larry to cut the lenses for you. You can do it yourself. The actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. from this size, well, that's the left lens, from this size down to that size so it will fit into your frame. This wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto your lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. You need to wake this up. You're at number 1400, secret agent 1400. These are polycarbonate lenses. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm actually only going to put a very light one on the rear concave surface of the lens. Squeeze that on there firmly. Place the magnet into the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Hit the green arrow, which is start. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame, which I checked over there, but now the machine wants to know. You can see as it's going around tracing out that shape. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, which is critical in a metal frame with a thin wire versus plastic that hides edge thickness. But again, we went over that. Look at that. That's going to look great in there. It's going to look great. See, the water that's flickering in the background is water to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto your lens, Willie Dog, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of your lenses. Now, as I mentioned, they are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. You still have the same safety, impact-resistant lenses, even though they're that thin. It's the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It also has, it's the same lens material that OSHA requires for factory workers to wear in their safety glasses. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. They're in Lake City, Georgia. This is permanent and never needs to reapply. So I'll demonstrate the transitions later, but you got the Crizal Sapphire, which is the clearest out of all the Crizal anti-glare coatings. It also has a bluish hue. For the longest time before Prevencia, all Crizal coatings were a greenish purple. Had a greenish purple reflex, as it's called. That is the reflection of the lens at 45 degrees. This is now at 15 degrees, so you actually have to be, it's the least reflective and clearest out of all of the Crizal coatings. It actually costs $139.99. Now this frame, if you were to buy it, sells for $213. The Essilor Ideal Advanced Invisible Bifocal Digital Freeform lens sells for $149.99. The Transitions XTRAactive Gray or Brown adds $99.99. And the Crizal Sapphire $139.99. Frame and lenses complete. This would sell for $602.97. If you wanted just these lenses for this frame, if you're supplying the frame, it's $389.97. So let me take the lens out, dry everything off. Make sure there's no more optical sawdust around the edge of your lens. Use my thumbnail to get that off. We're going to get my Phillips head screwdriver, which is the red tipped one. Do a little bit of lefty-loosey. Rotate the frame around. Doing my best not to drop that screw. Tuck it in. Up here, there, then around there. Then we are in. We're going to do a little bit of righty. Let me make sure that is in there, and it is. We're going to do some righty-tighty. Place that down onto the rubber mat to protect the finish of your frame against this hardwood counter. And that closes up perfectly. So let's go ahead and press that on there firmly. Flip that over to L. Line up the magnet into the Charles, or the Dirty Larry by now, as I call it. I'm going to start calling it the Willie Dog. Hit the green arrow, the door closes just like before, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by what used to be 2 white styluses. They're a little dirty, I need to clean them. But you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel. So you have the least amount of edge thickness, of which you've got none. Look at that, none, I tell you. We're going to go ahead and take this block off. Pull that away, use my hand-approved drying method, throw that in there, place the sticker on there, and look at that. The dot came off, so I'm going to have to use my ink. Redot your lens. Lay that out. Those two circles, the two dots go there. That goes on that. Oop. If you guys missed any of that, let me recap. You knew it was coming somewhere in that video. Turn the axis wheel to 100. We're going to inspect the right lens. I'm going to place it in just above that dot. Check the power, and I am getting +2. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, D-I-O-P-T-E-R, and it goes up in quarter increments starting at 0, and you're at 8 steps of plus magnification. You are farsighted. You need 8 steps of farsighted correction to make everything as much too small with your glasses on. That's why your lenses have a plus sign. They magnify to the correct size. Now once they're the correct size, in your right eye you need 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P or F. So think of it as the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 100. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob just past the 90 to 100. So let me check that, the second curve on your eye. And we're at +150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2 in the black. How's that? If you had $2 and someone borrowed 50 cents from you, you would have $1.50 left. That's where at 150 in the black. Just like in the blackjack table, always bet on black. So the left eye, you have +250. You have 10 steps of farsighted correction, but you have 7 steps of astigmatism correction, so we're going to end up at +75 there at the 75th meridian. Now this first two numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells us where to line everything up to make it nice and crisp. So we're going to come down here. Willie Dog, I want you to open the door with your mind. Good job, Willie Dog. Now, what I want to know, are you a Georgia Bulldogs fan with that name, Willie Dog? If you are, I usually send out an orange cloth until I get some new ones made that have larger print. But because I didn't want you to, if you are a Georgia fan, I didn't want you to think it was Florida orange, Auburn orange, or anything like that. So I'm sending you out a yellow because I don't believe you have any rivalries with teams wearing yellow. I could be wrong, but if you're a sports fan, which a lot of people are, I had to take a chance. So if you want an orange cloth, email me. I'll send you an orange one. So I'm going to tuck this in. Tuck that in all the way around. Start the screw, tightening that. I should do it over the table. A real optician will tell you to do that. Let me get everything lined up. I start there. The reason why you don't want to tighten it all the way is if the screwdriver slips, that's going in my finger. So you always want to use a flat surface like that, and that's why I have the rubber on there to protect the finish of your frame. Tighten that up all the way. We are good to go. Let's take the block off. Pull the paperweight to use the back of the arm drying method this time. Throw that in there. Put the sticker on there. I got a little bit of black dot left. Where's my pen? A little bit. Little bit. Or as my Vietnamese tailor used to call it when she was going to take in some pants for me, little bit. She used to say it so cute. So, by the way, here's something you didn't know. I went to Vietnam with my tailor. She was going back to visit my family, and one of my best friend's brother was teaching English in Japan, and he said it was too expensive to vacation in Japan, so he would go over to Vietnam. And when I heard her when I went in there to pick something up, and she said she was going, I just jokingly asked, "Can I go with her?" And she said, "Sure." So I was able to get a nice guided tour through and have a yeah, I know, my cat scratched me. And have a translator in Vietnam when I was there. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 75, and I'm going to check the power of the lens. And I am getting, where's the flashlight? I'm getting +250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. We're going to check the astigmatism correction, and we end up at +75. Remember, +250 minus 175 equals +75. PD of 66. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 66 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I want to quickly check the optical center height, also known as the vertical decentration. That's good. That's good. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the US. And Lake City, Georgia is still in the U.S., although there were some terrible tornadoes last night going through Alabama. Hopefully everyone down there is safe and sound. But when you get these in the mail, Willie Dog, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first. Let me move the camera so you guys can see everything. By the way, I'm shooting in a new format. I'm doing, let's see, 1430, but with 48 frames per second on the wide angle. People have been telling me how to shoot, so I'm experimenting. I cannot see what you guys are seeing now. I'll have to go back later. Hopefully the resolution will be better. I will not know. I do apologize. After all these years, I'm still experimenting. Got an email from Root. It's one of the labs I order from. It's they give me a daily status update. I'm going to use your cleaning cloth to dry everything off. I field test every cleaning cloth, so when you get these in the mail and there's a wrinkle in there, you know it works. You can't tell me that it doesn't. So this is what your lenses look like clear the first time they've been activated. Again, that Transitions Signature 7 XTRAactive. Now I'm wearing, I should have put my Oakleys on. I'm wearing the Transition Signature 7 that has about 3 to 5% hue indoors. The XTRAactive have about 5 to 7%. I also have the Crizal Sapphire on mine. My lens is a little more oily, but yours looks cleaner than mine, clearer and cleaner. Put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. But I flip these over and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Let me put mine back on again. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Make sure each temple overlaps perfectly and that neither is askew like that. Check the tension on each spring hinge. That is perfect. If one was looser on one side or tighter on the other, I would adjust so they would be matching. But again, this is what your lenses look like the first time before I've activated them, which means I'm exposed them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light here in my Transitions box. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. A little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now, Willie Dog, this is important. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day one and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks are exposed to the sun. Now, the only time they won't work, Transition Signature 7 lenses won't work, is if you're behind the windshield of a car like mine. Now, your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't get dark in a car. Now, yours, Willie Dog, the XTRAactive will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. Now, if anyone else has a convertible or a motorcycle, the Signature 7 will darken. Now, these are also, all transition lenses are also temperature sensitive, meaning they get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. Once it cools off, everyone works a little better. Your lenses are the same way. So this is what your lenses look like the first time they have been activated. This is the Transitions XTRAactive Gray with Crizal Sapphire. They're going to keep getting darker and darker. Come on, Willie Dog, we talked about that, don't you remember? So that's what you're going to look like when you look through them. Everyone else will see you as that. As I keep running my mouth, these will get lighter and lighter. So if you've liked what you're seeing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter as freerxlenses. You can email me at, again, if you have a question about what, if you know which Oakley you want, the model, the size, the color, you can click the contact me button on the website and let me know. I'll come back with a price and availability. You can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Anyone else has a question or comment, please leave it in the comment section below. So again, Willie Dog in Lake City, Georgia. I appreciate the purchase of your Essilor Ideal Advanced Transitions XTRAactive Gray with Crizal Sapphire in the Oakley 5100 wing fold. Again, this is size 52 and the color 03, which is the satin brushed chrome. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.